here with John, the Iceman, Scully. Thank you so much for your time, my brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. So we're coming off a big victory with Artur Beterbiev. Can you talk to me about that? How was that experience?
It was amazing. It was amazing being in Saudi Arabia. Really nice. A little hot, but it was really nice over there. People are great. You know, the event. I mean, Busta Rhymes sat right behind me. You know, which was cool. And yeah, the fight was, you know, high level, super high level.
Yeah, no, this is definitely the fight didn't go exactly how I thought it would. You know, it was a lot closer, and
Right.
there wasn't as much action as I anticipated.
Right, right.
What were your thoughts on the fight itself, as far as how it played out, and what did you think before?
I thought it was a high level fight, you know, tactical and stuff. But Bivol, he did what he's supposed to do, but he obviously didn't really want to engage, and I don't blame him. You know, Artur's a powerful guy, you know, and I think that's why we edged it out, because when it really counted, he moved too much. There was too much movement, and you have to, at some point, you have to show the judge, you know, beyond everything, I want to win. Like skills and technique and all that stuff, I want to win. And you can win a fight by proving, showing, I'm here to win. I'm trying to win this fight, man. And I think Bivol did a little too much moving. You know, he wanted to win the boxing match, but he didn't want to win the fight. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, where do you think where do you think Beterbiev is in terms of all-time light heavyweights? Because
Right.
you know, he's won every fight by knockout with the exception of the undisputed fight, which you're fighting another champion. So it's respectable to not, you know, knock that guy out. So he's undisputed, he's undefeated. Where does he rank amongst the all-time heavyweights?
I mean, he's got to be up there somewhere. Now, you know, when you're talking about Roy Jones, Bob Foster, Archie Moore, you know, those are really, you know, those are high-level guys. I mean, we're gonna have to think about that. You know, we're gonna have to think about where we fit in with those guys.
Scully, you know.
Yeah. But you know what? Here's the funny thing. Like, everybody points, I think most people would agree the 70s was the best era for light heavyweight. 70s and early 80s. Dwight Braxton, James Scott, Matthew Saad Muhammad, you know, all these monsters, right? And they were. But you're not going to tell me those guys are going to stand there and fight those fights with Artur. He's going to demolish those guys. Matthew Saad Muhammad would get killed if he tried to fight toe-to-toe with Artur like that and take those punches. The reason those fights were so great is because they could take each other's punches, right? So if I hit you and you hit me, and it's awesome, and we're hitting each other back and forth, and it's a great fight. But if I hit you and you fall asleep, it's not a great fight anymore. So, you know, Artur, I think, in that era, and people subconsciously, when I say that, they go, "Oh, you're crazy, you're crazy." I said, listen, man, think about it. You're not. You think Matthew Saad Muhammad's going to take 4 or 5 flush shots in a row from Artur? No, nobody is. No, Bivol moved as much as he did for a reason. He's one of the best fighters in the last 20 years. Bivol. He moved as much as he did for a reason. He'll tell you himself if he's honest. I moved because the punch really hurt, and I didn't want to find out any more about it.
Yeah. And, so where does Beterbiev go from here? He is approaching 40. He's had a lot of injuries. He's already undisputed. Doesn't really have much to prove in the division. Does he move up? Does he retire?
I think he's gonna keep fighting at light heavy. I don't really see a move up. Personally. The thing about boxing is there's like, this was the pinnacle, you know, the biggest fight, but there's always somebody else, right? And David Benavidez is at light heavy now. That's a natural, obvious fight that you're going to want to talk about. And if Artur doesn't fight, they're going to spend the next 20 years talking about what would have happened if they fought each other. Personally, I think David Benavidez is perfect for Artur. Perfect. You couldn't ask for a better guy for Artur to fight. I don't see Benavidez being nearly as tough of a fight as Bivol was. And you know, Benavidez is super strong compared to the guys he fought, and he looks like Artur, like he's a monster. But he's not fighting Artur. Like in those fights, he's not going to be the strong guy. He's going to have to take a back seat in that fight.
Do you think Canelo has the courage to move up to 75, fight for undisputed?
Not necessarily. I wouldn't say courage, but I've said this. Canelo's a great fighter. He's elite. He's all that, right? But he hasn't fought Artur for a reason, and I don't blame him. He's too small. He's a little guy, and I always remember. And you can look online. Anybody listening, watching this can do this. Google the pictures from the weigh-in with Triple G and Canelo. Triple G made Canelo look smaller, right? Artur's twice as big as Triple G, way bigger. He would make Canelo look like a child in there. He would be way too big.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, John, thank you so much for your time and congratulations on the big win.
I appreciate it. Thank you.